Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about microblading. Here are my brows 5 months after being completely healed. Here are some before and after pictures. And completely healed after 5 months. And for some of you who don't know, microblading is where you get a semi-permanent tattoo of hair-like strokes in your eyebrows. So, tattoo on the face. And I got microblading done in March, possibly April, somewhere around that time, and then it was completely healed in the beginning of May. So I'm going to go over some questions and answer them. Questions I've been receiving about microblading and my brows, my personal experience. The most common question I've gotten is, how long does it last? And the answer is it lasts between 1 to 3 years, and that depends on who you go to. And I'm hoping I'm on the 3-year end, but it's not going to completely fade at the end of that. You'll just have to get a touch-up, which takes me back to another question. How long does the process take, or what is the process like? So you go in to meet your tattooer, and I'll say a little bit more about who I went to later on, but you go in and you get your brows measured out. So they're going to do an outline of your brows where they're going to tattoo inside. So it's kind of like you're going to have 2 fake brows drawn on your face, and they're going to get them completely even, so you don't have one brow up here, one brow down here when they're tattooed. So they measure them out, make them perfect. You look in the mirror and see if you like them. If you do, great. If not, then say something. This is the time to say something. But I loved mine, so I was like, all right, let's do this. And next was choosing a color. So I am a natural blonde. My roots are my natural color. I do get some highlights, but for the most part, it's pretty light. And a lot of people have the question of, will it be too dark for me? Will the tattoo be too dark to match my hair color? Which my tattooer, she, I guess, got that question a lot, is blondes are kind of like on the edge. They don't know if it's gonna be too dark. And the answer is no, it's not too dark. I got, I think, the second lightest shade. So there is another lighter shade, and they match my hair completely. And I'm glad I didn't get them any darker whatsoever. I didn't personally choose the color. My brow tech, she was like, this color looked good. I was like, okay, awesome, let's do it. So you lay on the table, and the lady that I went to is Trish, and I'll talk a little bit more about her, like I said. And so you lay on the table, and she doesn't like to numb you right away for the first few strokes, just so she can get a feel for how deep she needs to go to make it, you know, stay, and to get those really fine strokes. I didn't have any numbing for the first few strokes, and it was a little uncomfortable, nothing unbearable. I've gotten tattoos and things, and it was not as bad as regular tattoos. It was fine. And then she will numb you and then finish the rest of the brows. So after she's done tattooing, she will clean them all up, clean you up, and you'll be good to go. That's it for the first visit. Afterwards, she'll send you home with some Vaseline and some ointment, and as well as some little Q-tips, which are kind of more like toothpicks, so like all the little Q-tip pieces don't get stuck in your brows. And so you'll just put this on according to her directions. So I think it was a few times a day for the first 2 weeks, and then every day after that. I don't have my paper anymore, but your brow person will tell you how to take care of them after. You don't want them to get infected. That is the first visit, and you'll come in for a touch-up, and the touch-up is only 1 hour long, and you don't have to go through all the measuring and everything. You just pretty much come in, sit down, get numbed, and she touches up any spots that might have come off with scabbing or need to be filled in or anything you want to fix. After that, it'll take a few weeks to heal. And another question I've gotten is, what is the heal time like? And you might see some like pictures of people who got microblading and their brows are just like really dark after getting them done, or they start to scab up really bad within that first week or two. It's true, they do scab up, and you will have like 2 to 3 days where you might look a little crazy, but it's not that bad. Also, I wanted to say, when you first get them tattooed, it's going to be darker than what it's gonna look like when it's healed. So mine were maybe 2 shades darker after I got them done, and then when they completely healed, they came out like this, and they match my hair. I want to say the first week, after maybe 5 days, is when the scabbing was the worst, but it was never crazy. I worked throughout it. Another question I've gotten is like, will I look crazy for work? What if I have to work? I worked a service job, so I was dealing with customers all day, and not one person noticed my brows or said anything. So another question is it worth it? Yes, it is definitely worth it. If you're a blonde, you know the struggle of having to fill in your brows every single day with makeup, or if you have thin brows or something like that, you're always filling them in, and it is so awesome to just wake up and have brows and not have to worry about it, or even go swimming and your brows aren't going to come off. Now I'm going to go over the cost. A lot of questions are, what does it cost? So the cost is going to depend on how skilled your artist is. And Trish is very skilled. She knows what she's doing. She even trains people how to do it. She charges $650 total, so that is the first visit and including the touch-up. Or otherwise it would be just $500 for the first visit, but you want to get the touch-up. $650, it can seem like a lot to some people, but if you think about it, it's a tattoo you're getting on your face. You don't want it to look bad, you want it to look good, so I would pay the extra money to go to a person who knows how to do it well. Okay, I think I covered most of the questions. If I didn't and you still have another question, you can email me, jenny@sweetteal.com. The last thing is, who do I recommend for microblading? So of course I recommend the person who I went to, which is Trish, and you can find her on Instagram at Trish Microblading, and I'll put it right here. And if you just look at her work, I found her actually on Instagram. I think I searched like Florida, like the hashtag Florida microblading or something like that. And she lives in Fort Lauderdale, so I live in Naples, that's the other coast for me. So it was about an hour-and-a-half drive, which well worth it for good brows. And I definitely recommend her. She was awesome, super sweet. Knows what she's doing, and if you just look at some of her work on Instagram, you can see just how talented she is. So I think that's it. That's all the questions that I have mainly been getting about my brows. So thanks for watching.